Hi everybody, my name is Brittany Berry. I am Outback Therapeutic Expeditions Clinical Services Specialist. I spent some time as an associate field therapist with Outback in the past, and I'm here making this informative video today to tell you just a little bit about what it means to be an associate field therapist and to a brief introduction into what wilderness therapy is. So, starting off with what is wilderness therapy, the most important part is that it's a means of treatment that is void of all distractions from the challenges that derive from the family system, the social system, school systems, technology, social media, and all other influences that really make it difficult to see what truly is what's going on for us. Without these distractions, our students are able to then observe the core of their challenges and the roots of what's going on for them and make more deeper connections. While exploring themselves, the students also are navigating group dynamics that pose very similar interactions to those that arise in systems that they're part of at home. And then students can learn new ways of being in the safe container of wilderness, and then that can hopefully be translated back home later on when they enter back into those systems. Being surrounded by the serenity of nature is absolutely a factor of wilderness therapy that becomes a tool also. Nature has its own lessons, and those lessons are things simply like how to be still and appreciate a sunset, how to prepare for the unexpected weather that's coming, how to overcome the challenges of terrain while hiking. I think that a student shared a letter with me that really captured it. They said, and in this letter, it said something along the lines of, reach out to the desert when you can't find the answers, it will show you the way, which I think is really beautiful and a great way to describe it. Another possible or powerful illustration of wilderness therapy and its impact that it can have is in a story about a student that I got the pleasure of working with for a majority of their stay. And when they first came into the program, they came in hopeless, void of confidence, struggling immensely on hikes due to physical challenges from a past of smoking, struggling immensely to navigate conflicts within the group dynamic. Really, the family dynamic was really challenging for the student, and they had a past of fighting with their family quite a bit. And then they were just stuck in negative thought patterns that they continued to reinforce, and felt that they would never get better from their anxiety and depression. Throughout their time at Outback, they found a source of empowerment and in their abilities to hike, and they found empowerment in their strength, in their capabilities to complete chores, and just empowerment to be able to work on their challenges and to find hope over time. I saw that they were able to develop a care to take care of their body and fuel their body in a way that would help them during hikes, and that became something that was very important to them. They worked together with their parents in order to work through past challenges and find new ways of interacting with each other for the future, and really became really motivated to work on that dynamic, which was something that they didn't have in the past. I saw them flourish into this leader, and they led other group members to push through hard things in order to find growth, whether it was logistically with camp chores and hiking, or whether it was things like being vulnerable during a group or a gathering, or being able to work through the challenges of our internal worlds in order to find growth in that way. I also really saw them develop the skills to navigate conflict within the group in such a healthy manner, really just night and day with how they had handled things at the beginning of their stay. I think that the amount of joy and hope that they had developed was so powerful. I think they were very real with the fact that life will have its challenges. The biggest factor that they had changed was that they had hope that they could work through those challenges, and that they had hope that they could find a way. I think that was really wonderful. The group really had seen this great change in this person too, and they honored that person with a very special ceremony token called the Awakening that just honored them for this drastic change that they had. And it was a really beautiful process to be part of. And like as an associate field therapist, my role in that was like throughout their time and their stay, I would help them make connections between their thoughts, their feelings, and their behaviors, and help them generate insight in how they were functioning within the group, what that looked like in comparison to how they function at home, making comparisons on how they might be similar, finding out how they could create new ways of being that were more in alignment with what they needed or wanted from their process here at Outback, and who they wanted to be. They were able to really just get down to the roots of what was going on for them. And as an associate field therapist, you're with them for 8 days at a time, and then you have your 6 days off, right? But during those 8 days, you get so much information in order to help them make those connections. It's very different than an outpatient setting where you only get this small bit of information during like a meeting once a week or twice a week. And it's hard to get the full picture. Whereas during the 8 days, you get such a full picture in order to make those connections with them and help them make therapeutic meaning-making moments, not only informally, just like throughout the day, organic interactions that you can embed therapeutic meaning-making moments, but also like informally, like set formal type of sessions on Mondays. When you're out in the field, you're able to sit down one-on-one and have more formal sessions. And then also throughout the week, there's opportunities for students to make therapeutic meaning making out of group sessions that we do every day while we're out there. I think another important factor about being an associate field therapist, and that really is what kept my passion for being a field therapist, is in the amount of change that happens. I really found that even in those 8 days that you're out there, like change happens in those 8 days, and they make like sometimes quite big strides in the right direction during those 8 days. And that would keep me so motivated and feel very like rewarded that my efforts were going in a direction towards change. And then in the 8 to 12 weeks that they were there, especially if I was able to see them at the beginning of their stay, like the story I had told, and then see them at the end of their stay, it's the most beautiful thing to be able to say, like, wow, like we're making change happen out here in the wilderness, and we're able to be part of something that is creating change, which was what always kept my drive and my passion for this position going. And an important part of being an associate field therapist, I think, is that drive, or that change that is happening, and being part of that change. So this is a very brief introduction. However, if this is a position that you think that might be for you, or something that you might be a good fit for, what the hiring process looks like is that you would have an interview with me. I would contact your references. If you're offered the position, you would be asked to come to a 5-day training where you're going to learn all the techniques and skills to be an associate field therapist. At that time, a drug test is required. Following that training, it's recommended that you start shortly after so that you can start applying those skills in that training. And then it's also important to note that we offer relocation reimbursement for those coming from afar, and we also offer a hire-on bonus. So I thank you for watching today, and if it's something that you think would be a good fit for you, please reach out, and I look forward to connecting.